How you
guys doing?
You guys are tuned in to Stay Fishy Friday, of course, with your boy Josh.
And Big Rich.
So we're going to get started here shortly, but we have been having fun in the comments while we were leading up to the video. So
no South Park references.
are you sure it wasn't a referendum?
Oh, stop it.
I just got to pick on you a little bit. So let's have some fun tonight, guys, but we are going to start it off with tonight's underground word of the day, and that is...
For all you drinking people out there that want to hang out with us on Friday nights and drink and have fun, every time we say this secret word, you guys should consume, okay? You're not hurting nobody else. Our preacher friends can get with this, our police friends, our the general public, everything else. This is a kid family show. So when we say this word, you guys have to consume. And tonight's word is Pittsburgh. We're going to talk about Pittsburgh tonight. So everybody loves Pittsburgh, and he's a great fish. Pittsburgh, stands for a lot of things. And I've said Pittsburgh 6 times now. Consume.
Alrighty. So with tonight's thumbnail, we are going to first address the runner-up. We have a special shout out for Sarah Hampton's son. They did a beautiful picture that her
Is this
son
the runner-up or the winner?
This is the runner-up.
Okay.
So we wanted to give a shout out to Sarah Hampton's son. And for the winner...
No, Sarah Hampton's son, I don't know your name, but you know what? Keep on going, because if you made the runner-up, you do some awesome work. Go every Friday, One of these days we're going to have your picture in there.
All right, I am looking back so I don't get this last name wrong because I don't want to guess. But the winner for tonight's thumbnail, I believe it's Joshua Brockton. I'm double checking. There's a lot of posts here. I'm sorry, guys.
The fish in the background doing the mating dance are not kissing fish. They're rainbows. And they are mating. They're mating very hard. They are interested in each other. They love each other. And they're going to have little babies soon, okay?
All right, so the winner of tonight's contest is Joshua Rickard. I'm sorry I did get that wrong, even though I tried not to get it wrong, but I still did it. Managed to mess it up somehow, but Joshua Rickard, you are the winner for tonight's thumbnail. If you have not seen it already, thank you again for the submission, and next week's submission we will get up probably starting tomorrow, so you guys can take it and color it, do whatever you want, or submit your own. And
you've got all week to color it and have fun, and it'll be on next week's live Fishy Friday live stream thumbnail. Someone asked, what tank is that behind us? That is a 150-gallon tank. As soon as you walk in our front door.
Wait a minute. This isn't just a 150-gallon. This is our first go, if you want to lean out the way, at our planted aquarium. This is something me and this guy have never ventured into, is plants in an aquarium, because we're monster fish keepers.
Growing.
But
oh my goodness.
This was our first go at a truly
live
planted aquarium.
Tank.
We don't do no CO2, no nutrients, no nothing. It's purely fish and water quality and lighting.
And you know what? We cut them plants off every 3 weeks and put them, into the back fish room and stuff. They keep growing. See how they're starting to overgrow the top right there? When they overgrow the top a lot, we cut them off right about here, about midway, and let them keep growing. And they keep producing more and more and more. Plants are easy.
So, you guys are probably wondering an update on my mom. So I'm going to go ahead and let my dad take the helm and give you guys an update. There's not much of an update, but we can at least tell you guys what we know.
Every Friday, you guys love Tracy so much. And, I love that. All the gifts that come in, all the cards that come in, all the good wishes and the love and just it's just amazing. I love you guys. The fact that other people on this planet love my woman the way I love her, that's great. I love that. and you guys deserve to know. So every Friday we put out a update on Tracy and how she's going. And last Friday wasn't that good. She was in that terrible nursing home. It was horrible. She got blood clots. She got bed sores. She had an infection. She had a fever. They almost killed her. They seriously did not feed her for the 10 days she was there. And she lost, 10 pounds in 9 days. And it was horrible. It was just horrible. Nobody should have to go through that. Please don't send your loved ones to Avon Place Nursing Home in Avon, Ohio. It's horrible. I'm saying their name because I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I was gonna interrupt you for a second.
People say don't say the name. You could get this and that. No, I'm stating facts. And if they want to argue, if they want to come after me, that's fine because I have facts. Before she was in your care, she was 101, 102 pounds for 2 months at 3 different hospitals. And then she went into your care. She lost 10 pounds in 9 days. And now she got sent to the hospital. And now she's gaining her weight back. And she's back up to 100 pounds to now. So before and after your care, she's fine. It was during your care, in such a short time, she lost so much weight. You people were negligent. That's all there is to it. How dare you treat my woman like that? So no. Listen, now she's in a good place. She's in a place that's really taking care of her. And you know what? Every other place she's been, I've dealt with, you got to deal with administration. You got to deal with, trying to get them paid and Medicare and all this kind of stuff. This new place, what are you doing? Oh, yeah, we should have Tracy Slideshow on. You're so smart.
Someone just said Tracy Slideshow. It reminded me.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
guys.
Thank you, Tomas Gaskill. So, anyways, now she's in a place where they actually called us. And, they're like, what did Tracy wear at home at nighttime? What did she lounge out in? What did she sleep in? And I'm like, why? And they're telling me, we just want to make her as comfortable as can be. And if you could bring up the clothes that she would wear at nighttime, we'll change her into that. And I'm like, no way. Oh, my God, that's so far up and beyond what other hospitals and nursing homes have done so far. Thank you so much. So I told them, Tracy, I've been with her 33 years. She would never leave our bedroom without a bra on. She actually slept in a bra. So laying there in a gown with no bra, if she woke up, just a miracle happens and she wakes up, she would be mortified. She would sit there like this. She slept in a bra. So you know what they told me? Bring me 3 or 4 bras up here. I will put them on her and I will change them every other day for you. We'll do her laundry and bring her shirts too. And I'm like, what about all the electrodes you got hooked up to her for the heart machine? I didn't think that was possible. They're like, you don't worry about that. Let me worry about that. And I was like, oh my God, I love you guys. So I dropped off her phone. I dropped off her 4 bras, 4 t-shirts, and some panties. And I think that's it, right? Yeah, that's all we dropped off. So now they're calling me all the time. I get calls from the nutritionist.
Wait. They're not just calling you. A couple days ago was actually the first time in a few months, or about a month
and a half,
that he's actually been able to see her.
I laid eyes on Tracy.
They Skyped us, and we get a Skype call twice a week. And it's probably anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes long, depending on how she's feeling that day. Yeah, but it's something.
The first time we Skyped, she was ready to go to sleep. She has a wake and a sleep cycle. And when they called me, she was there. Her eyes were barely open. I started talking to her, and she just nodded off. And then her eyes were closed. So it was a 5-minute Skype call. But today, we talked for what, 15 minutes or so?
Yeah.
And, I told her how, she's doing so great and she has to work, please, baby, work on getting this, this breathing machine. You got to wean yourself off of this breathing machine. If you work and do that, you can come home to us. And, it was a great call. And, thank goodness for the nurse. And she's the activities nurse. And I'll just give her first. Her name is Alexis. She's doing so much to help us. She is a friend of Josh's, and she's being such a sweetheart, and I love the fact that she's in this place. She's getting such good care. They want to know, what did she do? How did she act?
What music does she
like?
What
music does she like? They wanted to play the right music for her, and I was like, my God, no other nursing home did this for her, And they were acting like, well, this is no big deal. This is what we do. And I'm like, no, this is a big deal because no other nursing home did this for her. The last place nearly killed her, and it's been horrible. It's been a terrible thing to go through, and I don't wish this on anybody because it has been so hard for me to get through this and deal with this and, still take care of the rescue, still take care of my job, still deal with Josh and his job and then the lockdown. I mean, this has been horrible. This has been terrible. But there is a light. There is a hope, a glimmer at the end of the tunnel that these people are taking pretty darn good care of her. And I can't thank them enough. That's all there's to it. I can't thank them enough. As soon as I'm able to go up and visit her, here's the thing. As soon as she gets off the respirator, I can bring her home. I can take care of her. I can work her out. But at this place, they're doing a physical therapy thing on her, aggressively working on her. They're moving all joints. They're working her out. It ain't the physical therapy department is signing off on her like every other place, and then she just gets range of motion every day. No, this place is giving her the physical therapy for an hour a day. Just yesterday, they had her in a reclining wheelchair and took her around and put her over by the window and let her get some sunlight. I mean, this place is amazing. I am so happy. This is where she should have gone in the first place.
We just could not know that. You took the advice of, the nurse in charge at the last place. So, I mean...
I should never have listened to that lady.
I know. But we've got Adele Parkinson chimed in with a $15 super chat. She said, let's start with an almighty Pittsburgh. She said, we love you all, guys. But
so the Tracy update's over?
No, I'm just chiming in because this has to do with Mom. She said, but Tracy, our koi queen, holds a special place in our hearts. So glad she's in good hands. Props to the care staff. Hashtag Team Tracy. Did I mention Pittsburgh?
Oh. I think that's a couple times you guys must drink. Yeah, so I'm so happy with the care that they're giving Tracy. And I cannot believe they wouldn't send her there in the first place. She's doing so good, but
they told us this place was run down and old.
Yeah, with old machinery.
They took us on a little video tour of the place, and it actually looks nice. The yard's upkept, and the inside looks nice, and of course you got the better care there. So I mean, I don't know why someone would ever say that this was a rundown place.
I should have never listened to that lady from Regency. Never. Mm-hmm. I should have checked into it, and now I look into the Google
the reviews.
The Google reviews, and this place here has such good reviews, and Avon Place has terrible reviews. I should have checked into it instead of listening to the administration at Regency saying, "Well, these are the 4 places you got to choose from. This place is very old school." It looks like an old school room. There's not updated equipment there. If it was my loved one, I would send him to Avon Place, and I sent him to Avon Place. Biggest mistake of my life. It was horrible. In the 12 days she was there, they almost killed her. I mean, they were horrible. But she's doing so much better now. She's almost back to her. She's 1 pound away from her normal weight, and she's doing so good. And I got to video conference her today. For
the second time.
Yeah, but the first time she was sleeping. Mm-hmm. Today I got to see her wide-eyed, awake, open. Her eyes were open, and I love seeing this. And I got to, I know she blinks twice for yes for anything. You can ask her if she's, wants to come home. She'll blink twice for yes. Do you want to stay here? She'll blink twice for yes. If you ask her if she's a fire truck, she'll blink twice for yes. It's a new trick she's learned. She's not coherent yet. But, for myself, I had to ask her, baby, do you miss me? Do you want to come home? And she's blinking twice for yes. I'm just like, ah. So, but that's the update on Tracy. Yeah, I'm glad I can, keep you guys involved. And, I wish I could tell you some better news, but I found out today they're closing the lockdown even farther. So it might not be in the next month that I don't, get to see her again.
So we just got a $10 super chat from Megan Tybee, and she said, "Love for Tracy from Canada."
Aw. See, I love all you people that love her because she is such a sweetheart. She means no harm to nobody, and she just, what she did in the past and the reason we got divorced and all that, that was in 95. How many years ago was that?
25.
25 years ago. It was crazy.
Wait, Dad, how old am I?
You're 25. That's all past, and she's been such a good person since, and has been so, family oriented and devoted, and just, don't lie, and she's so sweet to everybody we meet. Everybody just loves her. I mean, she deserves to be here for the time, because my son does not have any children, and that's my youngest, 25. Then there's Richie, 29, and then there's Richard at 30. Nobody has grandchildren yet. She deserves to be here for the grandchildren stage. Joshua.
Why are you looking at me? You got two older. I'm cool. But going back onto an earlier statement, Sarah Hampton's son, his name is actually Hayden, and he is watching right now.
Hi, Hayden. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for drawing that. That was awesome. It was a great picture. I appreciate your efforts, and we'll keep trying. We'll get you in next week too if you're a winner.
All right, so let's get some fishy questions in for the night. I'm going to start reading through the comments and picking all these awesome questions. So you guys should start asking away.
You got to excuse him. He's staring at his phone right here.
Yeah.
Hold the phone up so you look like you're staring at that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
so I'm just here staring at my phone on screen. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So... someone's asking, you name 2 of your kids after yourself?
I tried for 3, but Tracy stood up in the stirrups and said, "Hell no," because his name is Joshua Richard. There was Richard Allen Price Jr., and she took him and left, and it turned out to be, I had to sign some paperwork she didn't tell me about, claiming he was my son, and in the hospital she said, "He's going to be your junior. He's going to be Richard Allen Price Jr." Well, she took him and left and went back to stripping. I tried to make a housewife out of a dancer. I thought I was better than everybody else. I could do this. No one else could. I can. It didn't work. So she left with him, and then when I got with Tracy, our first kid was Richie, which was Richard Allen Price Jr. So now I have Richard and Richie, and then when we had Joshua, I was like, yes, Richard Allen Price Jr. the second. She's like, no. So his name is Joshua Richard, and then we didn't have no more. But I was trying to beat George Foreman's, record.
So we got Quincy Estep chimed in with a $50 super chat, said to help with fish food.
Nice.
Quincy,
Thank you, Quincy. Man. You are the man. I so appreciate that. He's done that so many times.
I swear it's almost every week.
Quincy, you are the man, and it definitely helps. We try and base all of our food on $1 a pound. If we can get the food at $1 a pound, that's the cheap way of feeding the fish. But
in the summertime, we can do fish at $1 a pound, but in the cold months, we can't do
shrimp and tilapia. Tilapia is $4 a pound. Shrimp is $5 a pound. And then we have, Pittsburgh's consume again, diet of clams. So that cost even more. So, all these different things cost us. And, you coming in doing this, that is so helpful. And you know what? We super appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We got Chris Biggs, the Mad Aquarist, on the stream tonight.
No way. Chris is here?
Sorry I'm late, guys. We should have him up in a little window up there.
Yeah, Chris, if you want to be...
Maybe next week.
Yeah, if you want to be on here next week.
We can have story time.
Yeah.
We could give, our followers some knowledge. We can get some stories from you. We can have some good laughs.
Oh, he's got some knowledge. You talk to this guy for hours.
Just saying,
he don't tell the same story twice. It just never ends. He's got some knowledge.
So if you guys do want, some insider information and some good knowledge, you guys should give him a follow. Is there any fish that you wish you had but couldn't currently house? A bull shark?
Agree. A bull shark. Now, we had people that had babies and we were wanting to buy them for $400 a piece, and it just never happened because you had to ship them and they couldn't get it together and all this other stuff. If anybody out there is ever fishing and catches a baby bull shark, get a hold of us. We want one.
But the second half of that question is we can't house one.
We can. We just have to remove the smaller fish in the pool pond and then not swim in it as he grows. But where else has a bull shark? In their swimming pool.
Yeah.
I want it.
So we have Multi-Tank Addiction chimed in with a $5 super chat. Said, here is 5 more pounds of fish then. You guys are great.
Aw, thank you. I appreciate that so much. Stephanie G says, why does Pittsburgh have his own tank? Because we had him in a tank, the 1,000 gallon.
1,000 gallon.
And
he was doing great.
He was doing good. There was a couple of little fish that would nibble at his, his side or his fins or something. But then he bit one fish, and his teeth are tremendous. He bit the fish right through the back and just made a big hole. And that fish got a infection. What's it called?
Bacterial infection.
Bacterial infection, and then died. And we tried everything we could to save him. So we decided to take Pittsburgh out of the 1,000 gallon and put him in his own tank with little guppies. Well, everything was fine. We tried it with the Frontosa first, and that didn't work out. He was going after him. We put him in with guppies, and that worked for a while, and then we started noticing the bigger guppies missing. So he was just going up and sucking them up. So we got 90% of the guppies out of there. The rest are ones we can't catch.
Have you ever tried catching a guppy in a 300-gallon tank?
We're trying. Every day we throw a net in there and try and catch a few more. We're down to about probably 20 or 30 guppies in there, but the most part, they're all in another tank now. And we can only have other MBU Mabu puffers with Pittsburgh. Consume.
So speaking of Pittsburgh, we were getting a lot of grief online because his teeth are too long. Well, we rescued the fish, and he already had a long beak. So we have been working with Pittsburgh. And yesterday, we went out there and fed him a whole bag of Hikari
Every
clams.
Friday, he
gets
eats
a whole bag.
clams.
Well, sometimes it's twice a week, sometimes it's once a week. It all depends. But he gets a whole bag of Hikari clams, and he eats them all. But just yesterday, I was out there feeding him, and I was watching his beak. And as he was eating, I realized how short his bottom beak was and how shorter his top beak was. So his beak is starting to come down.
Awesome.
It's not quite like other, MBU puffers you see online that have no teeth. It looks a little more natural, but it is filing down. It is coming down, and it is better on Pittsburgh himself. His jaw is getting stronger, so now he's, biting through these clams like it's his day job. I don't know how much he had clams, before he came to us, but it's been a task for us to try and train him to, eat through clams and his mouth not get tired. Before, when we first started, he'd eat through like 2 or 3. Then he would not touch them. Now he eats through a whole bag, which is insane. So I just wanted to share that little bit of information for you guys. So some of you guys can be, relieved and, proud of us.
Oddball Aquatics, which is Haley, she says, I want to come up and help tomorrow. You think I'll make it across the border and through the tolls?
Yes, state lines are still open. I've been through...
You're not like in Canada. They're not going to stop you. We've driven through many states.
Michigan a couple days ago. We rescued that bass and arowana, which are doing great. My buddy went to Michigan because we couldn't go. He went and picked up a bunch of fish tanks on our part. So the borders are still open, but stay cautious. But we just got the Buddha Vlogs chimed in with a $10 super chat. He said, hey, here goes a little something, not too much, but I hope it helps.
Of course, every dollar helps. Swear it. I mean, it does. When we go up to the store and we buy, 50 pounds of shrimp at $5 a pound, it's crazy. And then we buy, so many pounds of tilapia, and then we buy so many pounds of, what else we buy there?
Tilapia, shrimp, clams.
Oh, clams, yeah.
And sometimes they'll have a assortment of different fish there. Never know what it's going to be, but they'll have it on sale, and we might buy that. But speaking of every dollar helps, that is why we have our Patreon, and that is, $1 a month drive that nobody's going to miss, $1. That's $12 a year.
We'll explain that a little better.
We're diving into. Go ahead.
Oh, you want
Take
me to?
the helm.
Okay.
I'll get more questions.
I love you. $1 a month, and we have 20,000 people in Facebook. If everybody signed up for $1 a month, can you imagine $20,000 a month to the rescue? We could buy what you guys complain about. Backgrounds, decorations, stuff like that we don't waste money on. We buy food.
Necessities.
We buy electric. We buy gas. We buy water. We buy sewage. And the necessities. And that comes out to about $2,500 a month. So if everybody would pitch in $1, we'd have a lot more. Even if half of our people on YouTube or Facebook would sign up for a Patreon at $1 a month, that's $10,000 a month. That's way more. It cover the cost of the rescue plus so much more. Let's say a quarter of the people of 20,000, that would be 5,000. If 5,000 people signed up for $1 a month, that's $5,000. Oh my God. That's just amazing. And $1 a month ain't going to hurt nobody. And it's automatically, if you sign up for Patreon, it's automatically taken out of your bank account every month, $1. You can sign up for more, but you don't need to. If we get enough people signing up for $1, it hurts nobody, and then the rescue can actually thrive. Right now, we're maintaining, and we're
skating by.
Many years, it's been just on our income. And,
See,
now lately, we're getting a lot of...
Can I give a little insider scoop?
Sure.
You always do it, so now I want to do it.
Okay.
So, speaking of tomorrow, I'm going to pick up a trailer. I'm not going to tell you how big the trailer is, but on Sunday, we are leaving early morning, and we are going to pick up yet another tank. But this tank is not paid for by OFR funds. This money is coming out of our pockets, and we are paying for it so we can give our fish, our rescues, more tank room. We can rescue more fish so you guys can have, your viewing pleasure and see what we do. So we take out of our own pockets to give back to the community. We're going on Sunday to pick up yet another tank. You guys will see it on video, but I think you guys will like it. So continue.
Yes, for sure. I
forgot where you were at.
Yeah, I
so
forgot where I was at.
We have Ethan Kohler chimed in with a $5 super chat. Said, "Hey guys, a little help with the food bill. What's the update on the big Bellagio tanks?"
The Bellagio tanks are sitting there. You saw all the stress and the work that we went through to get the stands all the way around back, and we got the forklift stuck in the backyard, and we had all these people carried. We got the stands into our pool room. The tanks we didn't even try because they're almost double the weight of the stands.
Insane.
Yeah. So now we've got both tanks standing side by side, 20 foot long, 20 foot long. They're 4 foot tall and then 3 foot wide. So there's 6 foot on the driveway down the side of our house. So the driveway, there's only 2 foot left. It's an 8 foot driveway. They're sitting there under, surrounded by
tarps and 3 layers of padding.
Insulation, a foam board, a 1-inch foam insulation, and then there's pieces of wood, and then we surrounded them with tarps. We put a heater in them. So what's it called? The
digital thermometer.
Digital thermometer is inside each one, and it displays in my bedroom what temperature each tank is. So all year, all winter long, they have been a steady 84 degrees. The acrylic ain't contracting and expanding, and under different temperatures. So we're just waiting.
Wait. Let me just say this: we've gotten to be pros at storing huge acrylic tanks outdoors in the middle of Ohio, where it gets below freezing. Well, below 0 degrees.
One day
it's
70, the next day it's 32. So the tanks expand and then they contract, and you can break a seal like that on acrylic tanks. Glass isn't that bad, but you don't find a 4,000 gallon glass tank. We had the 4,400 fiberglass tank with a glass or acrylic front, and that acrylic window, I was told by Water Dog Products, will shrink up to a 1/2 inch on a 14-foot length if it gets cold, and it will pop the seams. So we have had a heater in it, a video camera inside of it, and it sat in my house up in Cleveland for 2 years because we didn't have the place to set it up, but I had to buy it when I ran across the deal. So it sat in my driveway for 2 years on a car trailer, and we bought this house out here, and then we built on the addition, and now it's been set up since, and you know what? It has never leaked.
Are you talking about the tank you dropped in my car?
Oh, yeah. Oh, here's a story for you guys. This is amazing. I picked this tank up off this trailer it's been sitting on for 2 years.
With a forklift, a 6,000-pound forklift, and the forklift was having trouble.
Well, the tank was 4,500 pounds, but it was full of gravel. So when I went to pick the tank up off the forklift goes forward, and the tires are off the ground. We had to have 6 people.
Get inside, move all the gravel to the window side where he's
to the
picking
front
it up
where
from,
the forklift is,
and
then we had 6 people stand on the back of the forklift, and we picked it up. Now I got it up, and I was off centered just a tad bit. We pick it up and we start backing up.
Now wait, this tank is off the ground, maybe 4 foot.
It's 14 foot long, 7 foot deep, 6 foot tall, and I'm backing up with it, and all of a sudden it starts sliding to one way. Now Josh's car is parked right there.
I'm like, all right, there goes the tank. It's done.
This tank slid off the forklift, sideways, hits the ground, goes up, hits Josh's car in the front, moves his car 2 foot backwards.
Yep.
Skidding all 4 tires. And
we thought the tank was gone.
Oh, we thought it was gone. And you know what?
Didn't have a scratch on it.
We put it down. It had a little scratch, a scuff on the corner, but it did not damage nothing. This is like 3-inch thick fiberglass reinforced plastic, and then it has a 3-inch thick acrylic window on it.
If you can
it's been up and running since.
That goes through that kind of beating, and I point to him, that is a good tank.
Wait, I
recommend.
I think his car is great because it didn't get a dent. It just moved, skidded backwards 2 foot, and didn't get no dent, scratch, nothing.
There was a big V in the bumper. I still have
You
to
stop
picture
it. You do not.
Sure do. But we got Von Yenzer chimed in
Hey,
with
Von.
a $5 super chat. Said, how about a feeding video of Pittsburgh? Oh, in parentheses said, Ohio will stop you from buying their booze if you are from PA. Well, that's no fun.
Why would they do that? You know what?
Just move to Ohio.
Anybody from PA, you're more than welcome to come to OFR. We'll go up to the store and buy booze for you, and you can send home.
As long as you're 21.
As long as you're 21, of course.
All right, so we got Adele Parkinson chimed back in with a $3 super chat. Said congratulations on 80K subscribers this week.
Oh yeah, we
So
hit
speaking of
80,000
that,
subscribers.
we want to thank you guys. 80,000 is a big milestone for us, but we are gunning. We are gung ho. We want to get to that 100,000 mark. That's been our dream since day one.
YouTube sends you this cool plaque,
Yeah.
and it says 100,000 subscribers. And then here's the thing: the algorithm for YouTube now starts sending your videos out to more people. So you grow exponentially at that point. Our goal is to reach 100,000 people. If you guys, you know what? Here's the thing: you watch our videos, and thank you for that. We appreciate that. But if you can share the video every week, share the video. If all 80,000 people share the video, we would be all over the net, and it would be, we'd exponentially grow. So if you can share the video, that would be so helpful. I mean, you can't afford, or you don't want to, or you can't, spare the money. That's fine. Share the video for us. Share that to everywhere. The more that video gets out, the more the algorithm kicks in and shares it on their own. As long as there's conversation going on, and so sharing going on.
You have views, comments, sharing.
Comments.
There you go.
Comments and sharing is what does the best for us and helps us grow. The more we grow, the more money comes in, covers the cost of the rescue. Like I said, we've been paying for the rescue for 10 years out of our pocket, and now we're starting to get, about $400 a month in donations and stuff. And I really don't like hitting up the regular Joe Schmo person,
the hobbyist,
because
that has we're one and the same.
We're all the same. Our spare money goes into our hobby. I want to hit up the
corporations.
Do I say their names?
No.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Whatever Walmarts are still selling fish, whatever Pet Supplies Plus, Petland, Petco, all these guys that sell these little pacu fish for $1.99. It's ridiculous. It should be like $39.99 for a little pacu, because he's going to get to 3 foot in 2 years. They're the ones that cause the problem and cause us to do all these rescues. It would be easier on us if we could not have pacu sold. Now, a lot of people say all monster fish shouldn't be sold, but I don't agree. Here's the thing. We get red-tailed cats at 3 foot. We get tiger shovelnose. We get hybrids mixed between red tails and tiger shovelnose. We get ripsaw cats, or Tarashuki cats, or Niger cats. They're all the same catfish, just different, slang names. We get iridescent sharks. We get arowanas. All these fish can reach 3 foot. No, I don't have no problem getting rid of any of those fish. The one problem I have is getting rid of pacu. We have 18 to 20 pacu, 5 or 6 red tail, 5 or 6 tiger shovelnose, 3 or 4 iridescent sharks, and we call in the public aquariums. They don't want the pacu. Well, I'm sorry, you're going to have to take some pacu with these fish if you want them all for free. And they do. But I'm not confident that they're going to treat the pacu with respect and that they deserve. Pacu are actually a really great fish. They're like water puppies. They are so... They're awesome with their owners, they get to know you. They come to that side of the tank when you walk in the room. They're looking for food.
Wait, I just seen the greatest comment ever. We got Matt's Monster Fish on the chat tonight, and he said, I think Matt is the ultimate fish keeper, and someone just chimed in. John Cirilli said, is it valid if you call yourself the ultimate fish keeper, though?
Matt, what are you doing, son? But anyways... So the only problem fish I have is the pacu, and now I don't have nothing against pacu. Here's what I have the problem with. There are so many pacu, and they're being sold for so cheap. $1.99 for a 2-inch pacu. The problem is you can buy that 2 or 3 of them with a 10-gallon tank from Petco, Petland, Pet Supplies Plus, all of them. And, it creates the problem. And now these poor people are like, oh my God, this fish grew 6 inches in 2 months. Yes, it happens. And this is the problem. Next thing you know, they're trying to let them go in their local waterways or the rivers or ponds and stuff. And, come wintertime, these fish are going to die. You're sentencing your fish to death. Please don't do that. Here's the thing. We never say no to any fish. We will rescue any fish. But our biggest problem is the pacu, because they're so abundant and they're out there everywhere because they're so cheap. And nobody wants them when they're full grown. Everybody wants a full grown red tail. Everybody wants a full grown tiger shovelnose. These public aquariums are knocking down my door trying to get more of them. The pacu they don't want because there's so many of them. And it's not a thing against the pacu fish. I think the pacu fish are awesome. They have personalities. They are the smartest of the fish. You can have a red tail and a pacu. The pacu will greet you when you come home from work. The red tail will just sit there. The tiger shovelnose will just sit there. The pacu will come over and you can pet it. And they're the most personality of a fish. I swear to God, they're really great fish. But they're so cheap. You can get a baby 4-inch red tail cat for like $40. But a giant pacu fish is $1.99. It's horrible.
All right, so we got Jeff Beatty chimed in with a $10 super chat. He said, "Hey guys, what size tank would I need to home a couple of red Atabapo pikes?" Well, looking at Atabapo pikes, they can max out at 20 to 24 inches, anywhere within that range. So I would say, depending on footprint, but I'd say, a 300 gallon would be suitable if you're just wanting that species of fish.
And they're so colorful. They really beautiful. Brighten up a tank. They
but
do.
There's also another red pike that's not an Atabapo, and it's a Tapajo. I think I said that right. But they are all red. They're a little bit more scarlet red, but they don't have that black line over the fins.
Yeah. And
they kind of just look a little bit more fire red. And I believe those stay a little bit smaller. So pick wisely, my friend. So we got K Stu chimed in with another $10 super chat. He said, "How deep do you want the pond in the backyard to be?"
At least 4 foot.
That's what I was thinking. So we want that because, for one, people can't come in here and fish your fish out of the pond. Predators like blue heron, raccoons, other animals alike can't get in there and get your fish out.
They stand on the edge and try and grab down, and a blue heron, he'll grab down. If you have a walking edge to where you can get down in like a beach, bad. Because blue herons will walk down in until they get to their knees, and then they will pick out goldfish. The best thing to do is have solid straight walls and drop-offs. So the blue heron can't get in the water because it's way too deep. And then they'll only have to pick up the fish that are at the top. Well, the fish will see that and they will hide down away. If you ever tried putting a net in a tank and going after a fish and they run to the other side, that's the way it would be. And
there's a lot of people coming at Matt right now.
Is there?
So Haley from Oddball Aquatics asked if she'd come tomorrow, if she'd actually be helpful.
Yes, of course, Haley. You're always helpful. You're the greatest.
So let's put this in perspective. The panel might be 40 foot long, but the entire panel is 80 pounds. You spread it across 40 foot.
Oh, it's no way.
Nothing.
If you can get in the pool and hold up a panel, here's the thing. While everybody's holding up this 40-foot panel, Josh can go by and glue every 2 foot, and then we can put a 10-foot 4x4 against it and clamp it to the side of the pool. That's all we need. I mean, it's very simple, easy work, but you have to get into the pool. I mean, Haley, do you want to wear a bikini or a one-piece and get in the pool in front of people? That's up to you. I'm just saying we need people in the pool to hold this thing up straight so that we can glue it. And then, it only takes 30 minutes for it to dry. So after
Pittsburgh.
After 30 minutes, we can move that 10-foot 2x4 or 4x4 down to the next section and glue that and clamp it in place. So it's going to be an all-day thing every half hour or so. Get back in the pool and hold up this this backing and then glue it. Once it's all glued in place, we have to move all the gravel back away from the wall, put the backing straight down against the wall, and then bend on the base, and then put the gravel over top. And then when it gets into the deep end, there's flagstone. We have to pull the flagstone out a half inch and tuck this down behind it, then move to the next piece of flagstone and do the same thing all the way down. It's not heavy, hard work. It's very light, easy. We just need hands. To have 40 foot of a wall being held up, we need at least, 8 people?
Yeah.
So that's all. It's very easy work.
Wait, first positive comment about Matt. I still love you, Matt.
Who said that?
John Cirilli, because he said a comment about him earlier, and he said, I still love you, Matt.
Okay. So, Matt's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. He's like a brother. He'll actually be up here next weekend. So you guys can wait on those collaboration videos. We'll be doing something crazy no matter what it is. But we got Maggie May chimed in with a $5 super chat. Said, this is for Betty in Pittsburgh. Now, she did emphasize Pittsburgh. Love to both of them. So we got Chad Blocklinger chimed in with a $20 super chat. Said, what's up, guys? Any more news on the Universal Rock project?
We're doing that now. Tomorrow, people will show up here, and we're putting in the Universal Rock background on the whole pool pond all the way around. So, yes, Chad, $1 late and a day short, but you're there, brother.
Well, he actually commented it probably before we started talking,
Okay.
and we'd just been talking. So he was probably right on cue, but at least he got his answer.
Yeah, you got your answer, buddy.
We will be doing, we're not going to do, a 3-part video. We're going to do one. You guys will see it all installed and put in one video.
Because Greg Woodstock's going to be here on the 13th, and he's bringing...
Go ahead.
He's bringing some internet celebrities with him, and they're going to be doing some videoing all day. So he wants to do an update on the front pond, an update on the pool pond, and then we're going to talk about the rear back pond. And so we have to have it all ready for him by that time. So me and Josh have been working our butts off. You don't understand. Can you be quiet for a second and just let me talk?
No.
Okay. Josh and his girlfriend broke up, 3-4 weeks ago?
Over a month.
Over a month. And since then, he has been working at his job. He's an engineer for the city of Cleveland. He's been working at his job and then working at home with me nonstop, right. Getting
Pittsburgh.
these... Yeah, okay. Consume. Getting these past projects that have been building up done. We redid the whole front pond. And, for Tracy to come home and she sees us, she's going to just cry. This is a beautiful renovation. This front pond is amazing. And then we almost got done, and we decided we don't like the rest of the house in the front. We're going to tie it in together. So we went up and bought everything to do that too. And now it all ties in together, and it's beautiful looking. I bought cushions for the tree swing. I bought cushions for the glider. And I would never waste money on new cushions.
Wait. He's doing the interior decorating and the outerior decorating like a good housewife.
Oh, you stop it. So anyways, we just took everything off the back porch because when Greg Woodstock gets here, I don't want him to see, do you remember we had to take everything out of the pool room? We used the back porch for storage. You could barely walk through the 16-foot by 40-foot back deck that me and Josh built. You could barely walk through. We took everything off this deck and we pressure washed it, and then we repainted it with stain. It's a solid color stain, and we repainted it. It looks beautiful now. So we're setting it back up, and I ordered furniture for the outdoor furniture for it and stuff. And it's going to look beautiful because when Greg Woodstock gets here, if it looks like a storage bin and it looks horrible, they're not going to want to do such a... they're just going to put a pond in. But if it's beautiful looking back there, they're going to want to actually work harder to make the pond beautiful. So when Greg Woodstock gets here, he's going to see how beautiful this back deck is. And we've been working so hard. But on that same note, let me explain this. Josh broke up with his girlfriend a month and a half ago. And ever since then, he's been working all day for the city, and then he works with me every single night, all night. That's all we do. We keep busy, and I don't have to think about Tracy. And well, it's not that I don't have to think about it. It's that she don't get brought up as much. And we work, and then he goes to his room, and I go to my room, and I'm in there. I'm just I'm in hell right now because when I'm alone, I constantly think about how unfair this is to Tracy, and she don't deserve this. But anyways, if any of you are single out there, you should contact Josh.
Stop it.
I knew I was going to bring this up.
So we got SC Aquatics. We got SC Aquatics chimed in with a $5 super chat. He said, "I heard Josh is the ultimate fish keeper." I mean, according to Matt, I even have him on video saying it. You might be right, but nonetheless, he said, "Okay, where's my beer, Josh? Your beer isn't in the fridge, buddy." But
where are you?
Right. We got Julie Fleming chimed in with a $50 super chat. She said, "Buy something for Tracy's new koi pond. I have joined Patreon, thanking of you all and praying daily for Tracy."
Aw, thank you.
That is super sweet.
That's sweetheart.
And we are hoping that, my mom does come home very soon. We're hoping that, one day we just get a call. "Oh my God, your mom woke up. She's, doing so much better off the ventilator." Because, you hear all these stories of these people in comas and in vegetative states. They just one
wake
day,
up
it might
after
be
10
3
years.
months, couple years, but they just wake up and they're like, "What happened?" So we're hoping that happens for us, but it takes time. So we got Christian Rossetti chimed in with a $10 super chat. Thank you. He said, "Clams for Pittsburgh. Just found your channel. Been binging for days." Well,
Really?
keep watching,
Thank you.
my friend.
You know what? I think everybody should do that on YouTube. When you find our channel, go back to the first video and watch it. And then watch the second video. And catch up to what we are now. Because we have built so much. We have done so much. We have tried to help the fish community. We have tried helping the world. We've tried helping everybody, including... we don't just take fish. We take rabbits, groundhogs, dogs, cats, and we find them all homes. We help everybody out. We've given out fish tanks to people that cried to us, "Can you take my fish, please? Blah, blah, blah. My 55-gallon tank cracked. Well, would you like to keep your fish?" "Well, yeah, but I can't afford another video." "I have a 55-gallon. I will give you, and I can take your cracked tank." And then we give that to somebody that has like a what do you call it? A reptile. And, they work great for reptile tanks. You don't have to hold water in them. So what if they're a leaker? And, everybody's so happy
Someone
with that.
just said, "Rich, get the guitar." All right.
Wait, somebody said Josh is single? Josh is single. And you know what? He hasn't been looking. He hasn't been trying.
Stop talking about this.
No.
Josh
you deserve
is Mr.
to.
Legend.
No. You work your butt off, son. You deserve to go out, have fun, take someone out. I mean, enjoy your life. All you do is work here with me.
Someone just said, "Why do you got to throw on Front Street, Big Rich?" Oh wow.
Because I love my son. He's such a
what
good,
he does. He's
sweethearted person.
He's always a pain in my. You know what I want to say next. All right. Von Yinzer said, "Sorry I can't kick in more super chats tonight. Love to support. It's a tight week. I love your channel and what you guys do. # Team Tracy, Pittsburgh,
Aww.
Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh." Well,
Von Yinzer
listen
is awesome.
here, bud. You're always donating to the cause, which we appreciate.
You don't have to donate to talk.
Exactly. We do still read comments. You don't have to donate just to be heard, but we do appreciate it. And just know everything you do pitch in, it is appreciated.
Big
Adele, I'm
ups to
ignoring that
Pittsburgh.
comment.
I'm not praying tight, but thoughts are with Tracy. Oh, that's so sweet.
So we got AZ Fish Room chimed in with a $5 super chat. Said, "Great stream, guys. Pittsburgh." Also, I found another breeding pair of angels this week at the local fish store. They were clueless. Ha ha. Well, that's
nice.
Good for you.
Yes, awesome.
And we also got PM Chili's chimed in with a $10 super chat. Said, big ups to Pittsburgh. I'm not the praying type, but thoughts are with Tracy. Respect, guys. Respect.
Respect. Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Now, one thing I do want to say. Our buddy Robs is absent this week. Now, he helped us set up this live stream. He helped us set up the background, what equipment I needed.
People were actually asking which program we're using, and that is OBS Studio.
OBS Studio is what we're using. And, I just want to say thank you to Robs. He's not here this
The
week.
Aquarium Guys Podcast.
There you go.
Or the Pod Guys Aquarium Cast.
No, stop it. It's the Aquarium Guys Podcast. Look them up and check. Oh, I had a big interview with Ed Bailu, which is the pond professor. He's so full of knowledge. He's great. He's on track. So you guys should go check out their podcast. It's awesome.
So we got Kyle Jadood chimed in with chimed in with a $5 super chat. Said, speaking of the fish tanks, are you doing the raffle, Josh, or was this talked about already? We are talking about it. Wait a minute. There's actually 2 tanks going to be raffled off. One used to be in our possession and is a 500-gallon tank.
You guys will remember that. That was the tank that I had the sand waterfall inside of, and then we sold it. Well, he's had it for a while.
He built a canopy for it, redid the
stand and the canopy. It matches now, and the glass tank. It's up and running with fish in it now. He's wanting to sell that
because he's getting bigger and better tanks.
Right, but he asked us, would we rather him sell it outright or put it on OFR as a raffle type thing? And
we think the raffle's a better idea. You can buy in at $20 a ticket. We have X amount of spots, probably 100 or 120 spots, and someone gets this big tank for a cheap amount. But there's also another tank which I can't let
we can't tell them
on. But you guys are going to be ecstatic.
What's that basketball player we know?
I can't tell them that because they're gonna know.
What's his name?
You already let out too much information, but it is a well-known tank that you guys are going
built
to get
by Tanked, the show themselves.
Yep.
Brett and Wade built this and then gave it to this guy
for a celebrity.
Yes, a celebrity, and that tank will be coming here to be raffled off.
So you guys are gonna want to stay tuned. It will be a big announcement, not only advertised by us, but another big name as well. So
who's that? Oh, huge name! I forgot all about that.
You guys are going to absolutely love it. So we're gonna dive back into some more fishy questions here.
Wait, can I say one thing?
What?
I so miss Tracy being here. She don't deserve this. This was so spur of the moment. How do you get sick and then you end up in the hospital in a coma? I mean, it don't make sense. And I'm taking over all her chores and doing everything, and we get by, but we did so much better. We strived. We did so much better when she was here. It was just, it was amazing. I didn't realize how much work she actually did around here. I thought, I'm watching her because she's got narcolepsy, and she has to be with me wherever I go, and I'll take care of her. But I didn't realize the work that she did behind my back. I completely took her for granted, and I am sorry for that, Tracy. She worked her butt off around here, and you people have seen it. And it's just, I just miss her. Go ahead, Josh.
People keep asking when this raffle is starting.
Well, we're still trying to figure out whether we should do a raffle or sell the tank. He wants to sell the tank, and then he offered to raffle it to us, and then proceeds would go towards the OFR.
All right, so would you guys want 2 raffles back to back? Because the big raffle with the huge names is coming up here in probably a couple weeks. Would you guys want a raffle now and then a raffle then, or would you rather want raffle, wait a little bit, then another raffle. So that would be a big part in it.
He could just put it up for sale on a post, and we could share that post, or you all could be in on that 500-gallon glass square tank. It's 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot on a stand with a matching canopy. We could just share the post of it for sale, or we could put it up as a raffle. Now the thing with the raffle is, for $20 tickets, somebody might end up spending $20 and getting the tank, but then there's 987 people that don't get it and spend $20.
There'd only be 100 to 120 spots depending on
the price of the tank, right?
Right. So you'd have a 1 in 100 shot. If someone wanted to buy a couple tickets, you can up your chance. I'm not going to say you can only buy one ticket.
Oh, you can buy multiple tickets.
I'm going to have, all these spots. Make a list. This person wants spot 1, 3, 67, 42, 39. That's 5 tickets right there. You can put in your ticket. Then we'll do a random number generator, and we'll pick someone from it.
Right.
So we try and be fair to everyone that is involved. We want everyone to have a fair shot. We used to do...
A to Z Fish Room says, that 500 gallon's going to look good in my fish room raffle, baby.
But it is pick up. So if you guys cannot come here and pick up the tank... Yes, it has to be picked up. That's something you need to take into consideration. It is a heavy tank. It is a big tank.
Now, can I hit on something that was brought up before?
Whatever you want.
Okay. Listen, you guys saw me. I put up a post, and I thought it's doing the right thing, okay? Tracy's past family, I've been with her 33 years, and she walked away from that family. There was a lot of problems. There was a lot of drama, a lot of stuff. And then, I married her, and we moved on with our life. But I put up a post because Tracy's mom died, I don't know, a few years back, and Tracy didn't like the fact that no one got a hold of her and let her know that her mom was going to die, that her mom was in the hospital, and we found out through Facebook that her mom died a few weeks ago. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be better. I'm going to be the bigger man. I'm going to put up a post where I put up a post on Facebook to the Loomis family. Tracy Loomis was her maiden name. Tracy Price is who she is now. And, if you guys want to know about Tracy, get a hold of us. You've missed out on 30 years of her life. She's had a great life. She's done good. And I'm not saying that in past tense. I'm saying that because she's in the hospital now. But up till now, she's had a great life, raised her children, was happy in every picture she's ever taken. She's just a great person. And if you guys want to know about her, get a hold of me. Well, I got contacted by one of her sisters, and it was an evil, terrible conversation.
Be right back.
And here, take this with you.
I got it.
Okay. And then so I had to ban her sister. And then her niece called up, which her niece was like 7 years old. She just knows her as Aunt Tracy. And she heard all these stories and blah, blah, blah. She was so mature and so sweet and so nice that I told her everything about Tracy. I let her in on everything. I even gave her a link to this live stream tonight. So if you want to know how Tracy lived her life and how, she's raised her 3 kids and, she's had a great life and all that, you're more than welcome. I don't want drama in my life. I don't want drama in Tracy's life, I'm going to be there for her, and I will bring her home, and I will, take care of her until either I or she dies. You know what I'm saying? That's all there is to it. There's no more, life going on. It's our children's lives now. Our children are getting ready to have grandkids, and it's time to enjoy that and let them, have a good time. And we'll watch the grandkids, and I'll be the best grandpa ever. I'm going to have a train going around the backyard, you know, the sandbox, the swing set, all that, you know. We're going to have a good time with the grandkids, and she deserves to be here for that. But, you know, this girl, Tanya, was Tracy's niece, and I think she was 7 when Tracy left her family. And her head has been filled with all kinds of crazy stories like, you know, I've kept Tracy from the family. I won't let Tracy, you know, be around the family, that kind of stuff. And it's just not true. You know, I went to jail for a little bit of time, way back in time. And if Tracy wanted to get a hold of the family, she would have. You know, stuff like that. So I'm just saying, she was very sweet and a very good person. And I'm surprised because that family was full of just bad people. And it was horrible. And, you know, she got away from all that. And we went on and we raised our kids. And we did, I think, a pretty good job. You know, my oldest is a truck driver and he makes good money. My youngest is an engineer for the city of Cleveland.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you stop it. And he makes good money. And, you know, he works around here hard. And I'm just saying that, you know, that kind of children don't come from somebody that's being a bad parent, you know. And I am nothing but proud of this guy, and I am so happy, you know, he's in my life. I will welcome Tanya into our life, and I will show her all the pictures of Tracy, and you know I mean I've got thousands of pictures of over the years. I will show her the life that Tracy has lived up till now, and it'll be nothing like what she's heard. And you know, I haven't seen this family in 30 years. So Tanya she was the youngest, but now she has 4 kids and she's looking out after her own kids. And that was one of the things on the phone conversation I got, was that she looks after her kids. Well, that makes you a good person. I don't mind if you're in Tracy's life. You know what I'm saying? At all. You know, as soon as I'm able to visit, if you want to come up and visit with me, you're more than welcome. If you want to come over here and, you know, look at the videos and the pictures and all the updates that I've done, you're more than welcome. You know, you were good to me. You miss your aunt, and I get that. And that's all good. You know, that craziness from the rest of your family can stay buried. I don't want none of that in our life. My son's 25 years old and don't know who any of you are. You guys haven't been around. You chose not to, and it's in your mind. I got a message from one person one time, like, we can't see our sister because if we get in contact with her, you might beat her up. What? Tracy is her own person. She runs this family when she's here. Trust me. I'm a big bad guy, yes, but Tracy's my world, and I protect her. There is no...
Pittsburgh!
Yeah, thank you. There is no bad treating of Tracy. Tracy got away from that family because of the evilness that went on in that family. And that's it. And, you know, there's people that don't know whether to call themselves, you know, I'm your aunt or I'm your mother. You know, there's some crazy stuff going on. Are you my niece or am I your mom? You know, it's some crazy stuff going on in that family. Tracy got away from it on her own accord. She lied to me when I met her about her age and the fact that she got thrown out of her house. And I, of course, because I was dating her, well, if you got no place to go, you can move in with me. Tracy orchestrated all this.
So we got Jeff Beatty chimed in with a $5 super chat. He said, "Hey Josh, your last posted video was great. Please do more like that one."
I told you.
So with the influx of great comments on that video,
we will do more like that.
Whenever we see a video that does well and, you know, our viewers take a liking to it and all the comments are positive, we will definitely try and do more videos like that. And,
see, normally we just you know, in my eyes, we weren't trying to hit YouTube to make money. We're not trying to make a business. Basically, all we're doing is filming what we do daily and then let you people follow along. You people as our followers, our loyal, you know, friends. And you can follow along what we do. Whether it's on a rescue, whether we're cutting down a tree, whether we're you know, renovating or adding on, we video to let you guys follow along what we do. But there's certain videos that do really well, like our Betty the Pacu video. That made a big impression on the internet, and it was just shared for everybody, and we did really well with that. It's up to 1 million views now. And
you guys are probably asking, when's the next tour video? I know you guys have been dying.
That's coming up.
But we're not going to do another tour video until we have something huge. And like he said, it's coming up.
It's coming up. So, you know, there's a whole trick to YouTube. You got to have your tags, and then you got to have your description and your title have at least 2 of the tags in the description, in the title that matches your tags. And, you know, it's I don't know what the formula is. Just that one video took off, and, you know, it did great. All of our other videos are just doing so-so, you know, 20, 30,000 a month, you know, in views, and that's great. And, you know, we appreciate that, and it's helping us cover the cost of the rescue. But if we can, you know, get down to, like, if I was trying to be on YouTube, I'd be going out there doing, you know, tricks on Josh. I'd be doing, you know, videos of the car doing burnouts, or I'd go and get a paraglider and I'd do videos of me paragliding around. We're not trying to do that. We're not trying to make a fortune on YouTube. We're just letting you guys follow along. But if you guys could help with the sharing and the commenting, the more comments we get, the more arguments people get into, the more sharing the video gets, the more YouTube then sponsors it and starts sharing it out on their algorithm, which would help us out big time.
Can we get in contact with you guys if our fish gets sick? I'm worried about mine. He has something on his fin. I know it's not the time to ask. If you ever have a question about your fish, it's sick, you guys are more than welcome to message us. Or if we're not around,
Facebook,
there you go.
or Ohio Fish Rescue 501c3 forum.
If you post to the forum, there's 20 other thousand people who might be able to get to you quicker
We'll
than
definitely
we can.
help you.
So we will help you.
We have a grateful,
but our
helpful
following
community.
will also help you. There's a bunch of great people in this group.
Now, if you guys would watch at the bottom of each video, it says, you know, the description, and then it says show more. If you click show more, you can see, you can follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on Patreon, you can, Tracy's GoFundMe. At the bottom of that, you could follow us on Facebook, or it has my actual telephone number, and you can call and get directly a hold of me. I haven't stopped that yet because I feel like I need to help the community, and I can deal with the amount of calls I get.
Please don't call and say, "Oh my God, I'm talking to Big Rich," hi, and hang up, because it's happened a few times. But it's there if you need it. It is a resource. So speaking of, you know what?
Wait.
Not going to
Fragers123 says, why did Big Rich go to jail?
I was going to bring that up. There's a bunch of people who are asking. You can...
There's a few different reasons, but, you know, back in the 80s, I was a young kid, and I was stupid, and, you know, my girlfriend left me with my firstborn, and I was all messed up in the head, and, you know, I started messing with drugs a little bit, and I got raided, and I went to jail. And, you know, it's on my record. There's nothing I can do about it. But that's when I met Tracy. And then, you know, she just loved me to death. And then we had Richie and Josh. And we had, 26 years of the family home. And, you know, it was a great life. You know, I don't miss the drug days at all. You know, so It was a good thing meeting Tracy. She did good for our family.
So K Stu chimed in with a $5 super chat. Said, "Do you know if Pittsburgh is a male or female? We do not." He said, "Have you ever heard of MBU puffers breeding in captivity?" We have not,
No.
but I have not really researched the subject enough to give a educated answer. We personally have not heard of it, but there might be someone out there somewhere that has bred them that I don't really know about, but it's not common.
Do you see what I'm pointing at right there? What is that plant called?
I'm not gonna lie and say I know it because I
Oh,
don't.
come on. I thought you'd remember it.
I don't know.
It came from
Lucas Brett.
Lucas Brent's. It came from Lucas Brett's, and he brought them up there. I forget what it's called. I'm sorry, it's just drawing a blank right now. But he brought enough up to cover the back wall, and they keep growing and hitting the top, and then coming forward and blocking out all the lights. So I cut them off at about middle way, and then I keep putting them in the back. And it's a great plant. I don't remember the name. I will have that for the next live Friday video for you guys.
So we got Kathy Murphy chimed in with a $20 super chat. Said, "Hi guys, I pray you will be successful in the TV program and will be advocates for the fish that are so abused like the pacu. You are so great. Let's get that 100,000 subscribers."
Yes. Yes.
So if you guys have not noticed, it is past that 8 o'clock time, but we're still going. So
We
we're
love our
gonna
fans.
go. We're gonna keep going.
And you're going to stay here with me?
There are people out there,
Awesome.
I'm not going to mention names, but, they did 5-hour live, shows, and their followers loved it. So we're going to give you guys a little bit more tonight. As long as you guys have questions, we'll be here answering them until we happen to get too parched and our throats get hoarse.
Listen to this,
we have
Josh.
to go.
Logan Master says, doing stuff just for money never works. That's why you guys are successful. Passion, heart, rock on.
Pittsburgh! Mad love. I just lost it. I'm sorry. Someone said profanity filter. Did we say profanities?
No.
I don't think so. Alrighty. Just wondering who had the great idea to start up the YouTube channel. We actually got that idea from a friend.
Wasn't that Paul Caparo?
No.
He was here and he said, you guys should start up your own YouTube channel.
No, because when Paul came here, we already had our own YouTube,
We did,
and then
okay.
Paul did a
So
video
who was it?
on us. We had a friend. It was actually Steve Poland.
Yes, Steve Poland is the reason. Yes.
He came over here. He did
Yes.
a video on us and said, "You guys are so unique. Have such content. You guys are always doing different things. Your content is
He did
never
that
dry."
video,
Yeah.
and it went to 7 million.
And he
I think
said,
it's almost up to 8 million now.
"You guys should do your own YouTube for that reason." So that's why we started our YouTube channel. We got AZ Fish Room chimed in with a $2 super chat. Said, "We're going long, baby. Pittsburgh!"
Pittsburgh!
Yes.
We love you guys.
Jungle
You guys
Val.
are so fun.
Jungle Val.
Jungle Val, that's the name of it. We knew that.
It is a species of Jungle Val. Yes, it is.
Thank you, Chevy Fish. You named it. Jungle Val. That's what it is.
Alrighty. Pittsburgh again. So people are saying yes. We have 420 people on the live chat tonight. So
Is there?
Thank you
Wow.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
That is a
That's
large
awesome.
crowd. I think we will be drawing a little bit more, that we're staying on a little bit longer.
Hey, we love our fans. They are
We
just
do.
they're
You guys
there.
are awesome.
No matter what, they're there for us. Something happens here, they're there. Something happens there, they're there and backing us. And this terrible thing happened to Tracy, and oh my God, the support, hasn't it been just tremendous?
It has.
Oh my God, from all over the world. You guys are just amazing. I feel the love. I feel it. It's just amazing.
We've got Germany and Scotland and Ireland and Australia. There's just people all over the world. It's ridiculous.
Dude, I'd love to hear you say those names in the accent of each name.
I can't do it. Someone just said 420. Be right back. Burton, Michigan. So we got Dave Pfeiffer just chimed in with a $10 super chat, and that's just because. Well, thank you. It is appreciated. Every dollar helps, my friend. Adele said, I love the amazing fishy community.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing. Kyle Jadud says, hey guys, I work till 3 p.m. tomorrow. I'll load up my swim trunks and get a hold of you when I'm off, and I see you still need help. Yes, we still need the help. P.S. It's Jaded, like the Aerosmith song. So I may have been wrong, Jadud. You may have been right.
More correct. I did not say jaded, but from now on, we will remember that.
It's Jaded because he spelled it J-A-D-E-D, and his name is J-A-D-U-D. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was Jadud.
It's Jaded.
Jaded,
but
right.
We will forever remember that now. So if we do happen to go back, you can scream at us, because now we know. Shout out from Colorado. 1:20 a.m. here in the UK. We got Australia.
Oh, wow. You're still up at 1:20? You know, you are a fan. Thank you so much. 1:20 in the morning. I'm usually sleeping.
Someone's asking, are you guys going to do a webcam underwater live stream for watching fish tanks? We are going to stick our 360 camera that one of our followers actually donated to us. We're going to stick that dead smack in the middle of the pond, and we're going to get a 360 view live stream of the fish swimming over top, all their tomfoolery.
The problem with live stream.
Well, not live stream. It's going to be a background.
Oh, you want it as a
live
background?
Stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we were talking about live streaming the pool pond, and the problem is, what if one of us get in there and we start, working and cleaning? They're going to see my big ass. You don't want to see this, and I'm going to be in there working. How all the gravel gets the flagstone gets the gravel out between them. I have to go down there and dig it and then pour it back in there. Yep. They don't want to see this, but if it's a live stream, they might just run across this.
So yeah, we will put it as a background, but as far as a live stream, there's no way we can be in there and talk and swimming all the time. So it will be a new background. If you guys want a different tank on the background, just chime in, say, hey, we want the 750 for next week. If there's enough attraction for it, we will do it.
Right.
But the pool pond, not the pool pond, the monster pond, it will be coming up here, maybe even next week. So stay tuned, guys.
Greg Woodstock's going to be here on the 13th.
Wait. We should push Greg in the pond.
Oh, we pushed everybody else. It's time. And then he threatened to push me in, and I went in myself. Mm-hmm. I think it's time. It's time.
Hopefully he's not watching this right now.
Love you, Greg. I hope you're not watching.
So we got Jeff Beatty chimed in with a $5 super chat. Said, Josh, you cut out last Friday at the 60-minute mark. How was
on
your
the
day?
dot.
LOL. We never kiss and tell, so I'm not gonna,
You didn't even have a date. Stop fronting.
I was supposed to, but plans
got
canceled, and we ended up having a bonfire instead. So, yeah.
Bunch of guys, bunch of beer, bunch of gasoline, bunch of wood. It was a great time.
So we got EQ Lustar 737 chimed in with a $10 super chat. Said, howdy from North Dakota. You guys are awesome. Continued prayers for Tracy. God bless.
Aw, that's the sweetest thing ever. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. And we got Tammy Denny chimed in with a $10 super chat, and that's just because. Thank you. Said, I have an albino Oscar, but he started to develop yellow stripes going down his side. Is he an albino still or not?
I just want to show people you look like with long hair.
I look ugly. Someone just said, you guys put out very entertaining content. Thank you. Should get great white sharks, or wait, should great white sharks be banned from the hobby? I've never known them.
I've never seen one for sale
in the hobby. But what I do know is they cannot be kept in captivity. I think
I've never seen one anywhere yet.
There have been zoos and stuff that have tried, but they've lasted so short a period in captivity that they cannot be kept. So I think that answers that question there.
Man, all I smell is Pantene every time I whip my hair around. I love it.
All right. I do not look Amish.
You need your straw hat on.
Well, whatever. It says push Greg in after he's finished with the pond first.
Kaylee from Oddball Aquatics says, I want to push Greg in the pond. Haley. Sorry. If you want to come up here and you want to push Greg in, you know what? I'm backing you 100%. Come on up, sweetie. You're a sweetheart. You always help out OFR. You come up here, I will back you. And,
all right. Someone just asked, do you still have a Saratoga Giardini? I actually gave our Giardini to one of my good friends who always helps us out. But there is another one that is, 2 foot long that we're going to rescue soon. You guys will see a video on it. And we're thinking about throwing that one directly into the pool pond. So there is an arowana in there. But he's not going to mess with, the silvers or the black arrow. And I think it'll be great.
Yeah. Someone else says, who would win, Big Rich or Greg? Now, that would depend on what you're asking.
What are you asking?
Because if it's underwater bench presses, he just won the
Guinness Book of
World Records for doing like 72 underwater bench presses of, how much was the weight? I think it was 100 pounds. He did 72 bench presses underwater on one breath, and he blew the record away by almost double. And now he's training to beat it again this next summer coming up. So if it comes to that, Greg's going to win. I haven't trained for that at all. I can hold my breath for a minute or so, but I don't know about working out. You know what I'm saying? But, again, don't take over. Now, if you want to talk about who would win, Greg or Big Rich, well, if I was to do my own work and then Greg came around and wanted to try and follow me, I would win. Greg has a following of like 30,000 people that do everything for him. You know what I'm saying? Love you, Greg, but you do have a crew. And I do everything myself, and my son helps me.
Aquascape contractors?
Oh, he has 100 certified aquascape contractors following him around at any time. What do you want me to do? So, Greg, yes, I would win in that situation because I would do it myself, and you'd have to tell somebody to do it. But if we were underwater and you were doing your bench presses, I couldn't keep up with you, son. You the man. Okay.
So we got Tammy Denny chimed in with another $5 super chat. She said this and the prior $10 for the koi. Go Team Tracy.
Aw, I love the whole Team Tracy thing. That just hits my heart. Everybody that says Team Tracy is just like, oh my God, they love her like I've loved her. It's just amazing.
So can you guys guess what I'm about to say? Pittsburgh.
Consume.
Alrighty. Someone said, I wish I lived near you. I would live in your house and sleep with the fish all day, every day.
You know what? I tell you what. me and Josh are living here like bachelors. I'm doing laundry. He's doing
Jeff
dishes.
Beatty just said, Greg might have his certified outscape contractors, but you have me.
Right. I think Josh outweighs all them contractors. Listen, what was we getting at?
I don't know.
What was the first question?
I don't even
No,
remember.
go back.
What the question you were
It was a
talking
question.
about? Something. But someone's asking, can we take
No.
fish from Canada?
No. We're going back to that question because I had something to say.
There was no question. It said
There
go
was.
Team Tracy. It was Tammy, and she said this and the prior $10 for the koi. It was the last thing I said.
No, and then there was
You were
Greg
going
had
off
this.
on your whim.
Oh my goodness, I don't remember.
So-
I had something to say, and I'm so upset.
We have someone asked if we take fish from Canada. Yes, we do. We have taken fish from Canada plenty of times. The only thing is trying to get them over the border. You have to sit there and wait through customs. And right now, the border is actually closed. And we have a 40-inch Arapaima.
Wait, here's the thing with the border. When you go through the border, you need the the DNR or
Yeah, whoever inspects the fish, they have to come
they
in.
have to be at the shop that they're at, and they're not there. So if you go and you rescue a fish from Canada and you bring it to the border, there's nobody to call. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to hold that fish at the border until these people are there and can show up and can say, yes, this fish can go through, or no. And you know what's going to happen? That fish is going to die in their care, period. So do not do no rescues from Canada until everything's opened back up.
Yeah, and as I was saying, the border is closed. But right now we have a 40-inch Arapaima that is in Ontario, Canada.
Waiting
It's
on us.
5 hours away from us. But the thing is, he also has 3 red tails, 12 to 24-inch, and a pleco that's about 20 inches. And he wants us to come and save them. But I know that the Arapaima is on the Sites 2
list.
list, and the border might not let them over. So I've been on the phone each day trying to get through to Fish and Wildlife and the border agents and customs to try and find out if I bring this fish across the border, would you guys let me through? Like, I'm trying to do my job and save these fish, but I don't want to break the law. So we've been on the phone, and they keep telling me the border's closed except for essential travel. And I want to, am I essential travel? Like,
No.
I'm saving a fish's life, which I know that. But
In
how
the
many
government's
people,
eyes, that ain't essential.
how many people are crossing the border saying they're going to their aunt's house and they're not essential travel and all this and all that? But the simple fact of the story is we want to make sure we contact the border agents and make sure we are able to bring these fish across the border before I tell this man that I can come and save his fish, which we really want to. We would love to help. It's only 5 hours away. We can travel 5 hours south and still be in the same state. But if we travel 5 hours north, we are in Canada and we're not allowed to bring this fish across the border. I would hate to tell him that I can come and do it, go and pick up this fish, and then get stuck at the border and have no way out. I can't bring him back to him, or I have nowhere else to take this fish. So we always
Well,
want
no, once you're at the border, if you're not allowed to take that fish, they confiscate it from you, and it sits there until the department can show up for that fish, and you have no control over it. You can't take it back to the person you got it from.
But wait, we work with the Department of Agriculture. Sometimes they
In
call
the
us,
United States, not in Canada.
but it's United States and Canada working together.
No, don't
Sometimes.
cross your fingers on that.
I'm just saying, what happens if they get taken from us and then they call us and say, "Hey, we have a 40-inch Arapaima. Do you guys want to take it?"
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm
we will
at the
show
border
up.
right now.
Okay.
All right, so we
Logan Masters says, Big Rich, should I do a show once a month about a random topic that has nothing to do with fish? Would be interesting, like a hot wing challenge, or do that while hosting a live chat.
I did see this one challenge that Rod did with the dog collar and
Oh,
asking
that was
questions.
funny, and Tracy
That
was
was
so
funny.
into it. She was so into it. She's like, Big Rich, you need to do this. And I'm thinking, no, You're just wanting to shock the shit out of me.
So we got Chad Blocklinger chimed in with another $20 super chat. Said, Big Rich, you got to play guitar some Friday night. Any chance get Jeff Hatrix to come sing?
Chad, weren't you supposed to be here in like 2 weeks or something before Greg got here to bring some plants or something? And if that happens, I might play guitar for you.
So we got AZ Fishroom chiming in with another $2 super chat. Said, Rich, the question was someone wanted to move in you? Maybe?
Oh, I remember now. Thank you. Listen, we're living like bachelors right now. We're in this 7,200 square foot home and then an extra 2,000 square foot, out there for the fish room. I really would like and appreciate somebody that don't have a place to stay or don't want to stay in their circumstances they're in now. If you want to come here and get free room and board, we have spare rooms. We have like 6 of them. If you want to come here and live here and then help us out daily for the room or the rent, that'd be fine. I need somebody to hang out and help us. That was the big deal.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
No.
We got Ray Marshall.
He's shushing me.
Said, I'm
Did you
about
guys see
10
this?
minutes
He shushed
away.
me.
Yeah. He said, I'm about 10 minutes away from that guy. I have a 30-inch plus clown knife in Canada. So I don't think the clown knife will be an issue coming across
it's not on Asadi's list.
border. Exactly. So if I get the okay, I will definitely make a day of it. I will come up there and get your fish. I will get his fish as long as I get the okay from customs that I can bring them across the border.
Right.
So we got Tammy Denny chimed in with another $5 super chat. She said, extra clams for Pittsburgh.
Consume. Wait. What's that fish that, eats clams every Friday? What's his name?
Pittsburgh.
That's consumed 2 more times.
Alrighty. Someone said when I get my new house, I'm filling the garage with tanks. That is a dream we all used to have. That's what we did when we first started out. It was, a garage of the house that he bought and paid for next door and turned that into our fish room. And then we bought this house and fish room upon more fish room. And now we're OFR.
And now we're expanding.
In Pittsburgh.
Wait, did you just say Pittsburgh?
Yep.
That's 3 times, guys. Consume.
All right. Is there going to be a Pacu tank? Yes, there's going to be a Pacu tank.
2,000 gallon. We just emptied it out tonight. It's going on the floor, and it's getting set up as the Angela Ruggles Pacu fish tank. So all the Pacu will go in there, and they will stop eating and terrorizing our fish because they bite the tails, they nibble the tails. The Pacu are just very... I don't know what you want to say.
Nippy. They love to bite airlines,
power cords, anything. So this is a special tank just for the Pacu. And we finished the paint on the back deck, which is going to be one of my videos. You guys are going to see it in the next couple days because Josh's videos are ending and it's time for me to start my videos. So you're going to see that whole work in the next couple days of the, back deck being, redone for Greg to come here and, the whole thing. So, but yes, it will be a 2,000 gallon tank, just Pacus. And then we can feed them, leftover vegetables, fruits, nuts, all this kind of stuff, less than $1 a pound. Where we're now feeding them $4 a pound tilapia and $5 a pound shrimp. So we need to get them into their own tank and then do that. But Angela Ruggles brought her Pacu up here and she donated $500. I mean, such a sweetheart. And I told her I was going to name one of our tanks after her. And now it's almost a year later. It's finally come around to being done. So we're going to put all the pacu into the 2,000-gallon tank, and they can swim in there, and I can feed them at, super cheap compared to the rest of the fish. They are omnivores. They will eat meat, but they can't eat nuts. They can't eat, vegetables. Well, if I can feed them the nuts and vegetables at $1 a pound, why not do that? The problem is I had to feed so much meat to get to the catfish at the bottom because the pacu would eat everything. And then the catfish wouldn't eat, hardly nothing. So with the pacu in their own tank and I can feed them, nuts and berries and that kind of stuff, it's so much cheaper. So yeah, it's going to happen now.
So we got Jeff Shell asked, what time do we need help tomorrow?
Show up at 1 o'clock, or you can show up early, noon, but 1 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night. The earlier you show up, the better off it is. I left it open to 9 o'clock at night because some people work until 6, 7 o'clock, and then they want to show up, but the work will pretty much be done by then,
So we got Octavio Lara chimed in with a $5 super chat, and they said, wow.
Wow.
Just wow.
Wow. Well, you know what, Octavio? We say wow. Thank you.
So we got Joe Lamana chimed in with a $10 super chat, said, God bless Team Tracy.
Aww.
Prayers from Long Island, New York.
I love when they bring up Team Tracy, That whole Team Tracy thing and the Team Tracy swag and all that. My God. You guys care about Tracy the way I care about Tracy. She is just such a sweetheart, and she deserves so much better than what's happened to her, I've been going through this for years with her going in and out of the hospitals and, all this different crazy stuff. She's had Crohn's and ulcerative colitis and then narcolepsy and it's been crazy.
All right, so we got someone said you should get Adele a shout out for being the queen of the chat. Yes, Adele is
Adele rocks our world.
Star.
She's rocks awesome. Our world.
So for those of you that don't know, Adele is sitting halfway across the world right now. She is from the beautiful Australia, and she is one of our moderators on the OFR group. And she helps us out a ton. And she is also a blast to have a conversation with.
Let me answer this one. Someone says, Andy M says, Big Rich, why are you gray on top but not on bottom? Look. This is the color of my hair. Okay. I'm 60 now?
Yeah, go ahead and lie to him. I dare you.
No, seriously.
I know.
What's my age?
Joking with you. 63. Yeah, you're 56.
I'm 56
you're about
now.
To turn 57.
I'm about to turn 57 in September. Okay. This was the color of my hair most of my life. This is the color of the hair it is now. Okay. It takes about 10 years to reach this length. See, it goes gray and then dark. And then this is all dark. And let me put this up here. Just this, a few years ago, this is what it was. 20 years ago, this is what it was. Okay? All I can say is, suck my ass.
Watch your
language. I'm old.
Gray equals wisdom. AZ Fishroom chimed in with the $2 super chat. Said, swim in the pacu tanks so they get some nuts to eat.
Oh my God. He's referring to, pacu are known as the, what do we want to call them?
Ball eaters? I don't know.
They were known as the ball eaters.
Down in, the rivers where they range from, there's people who use the bathroom in the river, and, they come up and they bite,
the softest part of a man, off. They bite him. Gone. And there has been people that have lived through this. Although they have no balls no more.
So
how would you like to live that life after that?
So we got K Stu chimed in with another $5 super chat. Said you two should arm wrestle. Winner takes Matt? Question mark. LOL. I don't think Matt's
I will
much
take
of a
you,
prize.
and I will take Matt.
I'll let you win. I don't want Matt.
You don't have to let me win. Look, I'm his daddy.
Wait. You know what? It has been in quarantine. He has been lonely, so his right arm's pretty
Oh
strong
my
right
God! Oh my God! This kid. I'm just saying. This kid has no chance against this. You know what I'm saying?
Those teeny tiny guns away. Someone said, let's empty out those fish out of the swimming pool. I can drop off my hippo. You guys still cool with taking it?
Well, you got a hippo?
We'll take a hippo.
We'll take a hippo. We never say no to any living creature, whether it be dog, cat, skunk, whatever. It doesn't matter. We never say no to any living creature.
Adele said, thanks for the love, guys, but we're here for Big Rich and Josh and OFR. Well, we still want to appreciate our Adele.
Yeah, Adele rocks, man. She does so much for OFR. She's just a beautiful person.
Haley's also doing a great job tonight. Big Rich doing a comb over to cover his gray hair.
There's no comb over. I mean, bite me. Look at this. I'm rushing it in every direction. This is my hair. I'm just saying. There's no comb over. She's trying to trump me.
How big will the black demon catfish grow to size and weight? You're talking about the black devil cat, but these catfish can get very large, very aggressive. They can get, in captivity. It's hard to say because it's hard to know someone with over a 30-inch
But we know
black
Victor
devil.
that has a 24-inch.
Yes, and ours is, over getting close to that 20-inch range, so we're going to be coming up on them soon.
But that 24-inch
But
range at Victor's place,
they're
that thing
mean.
attacked Tracy.
They're mean. They're very mean. So I'd be surprised if he got over 30 inches. I would be ecstatic. But we will see what happens. Vaughn Yinzer chimed in with a $5 super chat. Said, thought this was a fish show, not a gun show. Pittsburgh!
Wait, let me see your guns. Come on, go. Let me see your guns.
We got the Buddha vlog. Said, hey, you guys should make a deal with zoos and aquariums. If they want one of your fish, make them take it with 3 paku.
I do that. 6 of like 3 or 4 different fish, you got to take at least as many paku, and we do that. But the problem still arises that nobody wants a large paku, and the paku are for sale as the cheapest fish around, and they get the biggest fish fastest than any other fish. So the problem is still there, even though we're still trying to get rid of them. The problem is still there. The pacu is the biggest fish we have a problem with finding a home. I have waiting lists of red tails, tiger shovel nose, iridescence, Niger cats, but I have no waiting list for a pacu. And pacu happen to be the most articulate of all fish. He is like a little puppy. They learn.
If it's a she.
Whatever. They learn so much, and they are there, being a puppy dog to you, where some other fish can just be a fish.
Until they swipe their tail and they splash 5 gallons of water
Right.
at you. We deal with that all the time. We walk by the tank, the pacu spaz out and just splash water all over you. You just get out the shower.
Look, Tom Jan says, do you guys still feed hot dogs to fish? I need to find a bulk food for mine. You know what? We did try the hot dogs before, and we got such a bad review from everybody that we went back to, shrimp and tilapia. Hot dogs were from Bar S brand, $1 a pound. You know, but now we're paying $4 a pound for tilapia and $5 a pound for shrimp, and it was a good alternative, and the fish loved it. We had a guy from Oregon that gave us 19 huge, large fish that they lived 20 years on the Bar S brand hot dogs.
That was Ted in Seattle. If
Yes.
you guys remember in the Monster Fish Keeper days, we drove all the way, well, me, my brother, and one of his friends drove all the way to Seattle, Washington, saved these gigantic fish. There was 19 of them, some pacus, some
3 to
catfish.
4 foot fish.
We didn't lose a single one. I passed out from Prime. You guys will hear all about that on the Aquarium Guys podcast.
Wait. You passed out from what?
Prime.
The product Prime, which is supposed to neutralize ammonia
And nitrates
and
dechlor the
but
water.
it smells like ass.
Smells like sulfur.
And he was in the back of the bed because I had 3 people going there. He was one of the drivers. One driver would always sleep while the other 2 drivers were awake. Josh was in the back of the bed.
Now let's mind this. I drove for the first, 16
hours.
Yeah, 12, 16 hours. We drove through Chicago. I got out of the city up through Minnesota.
You were in Dakota.
We're heading down 80. We get to South Dakota. We get outside, and the clearest skies in America. You look up and you're like, oh
You can
my
actually
God.
see UFOs.
So we're looking up at the sky. I'm like, all right, you know what, guys? I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. You guys can take over driving. And I let my dad's friend Ricky drive for an hour. My brother's actually sleeping in the back of the bed, so I didn't wake him. I'm like, you know what? I'll try and get a little bit of rest.
He was still in the
passenger seat.
bed of the truck. Josh was in the back of the bed.
So he starts driving South Dakota, no street lights, no light, no nothing. It's pitch dark. You just have your headlights, right? So we're driving through South Dakota, and we end up needing gas. And it says, next gas, 80 miles or something like that. And I'm like, Ricky, you're supposed to be getting off. He jerks this wheel, swerves over to the right to get off the highway before we run out of gas on the highway in the middle of a desert. And we wind up on 2 wheels. This is a big, box truck, 14-foot box truck with a big
800-gallon tub in the back, full of water,
So we're up on 2 wheels, and I grab the wheel and I turn it back right, and we're coming up. We're doing boom, 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 boom. Now, mind you, my brother's still in the back. On top of the fish tub, he's bouncing around, and we hear this. What the? And he screams. So we pull over on the side of the road. I'm like, Ricky, get out of the driver's seat. You're not driving no more. Now, mind you, I've just been driving for how long? My brother's screaming in the back of the truck. He's like, what'd you guys do? I open up the cab. My brother is there's about 2 foot between the fish tub and the side of the truck. The box. Excuse me, I cussed. I'm sorry. But he's in the middle of the van, the box truck, and the fish tub. He's wedged in
laying on
between
his
there.
side.
He's like, what's wrong with you guys? And I'm sitting there, I'm just dying. And so
I'm dying right now.
So he gets out and he's like, you know what? Screw you guys, I'm driving. So, I'm like, all right, you know what? I can take a rest. So my brother's driving. He's been sleeping all day. So I get a rest, and we're going through. And he drives for about 10, 12 hours, and then I take back over, and we pull up to Ted's house. We rescue these fish, and then we start our trek back home. And we drive back home.
Oh, here's where the fun starts.
We're going through the hills of, the Rocky Mountains again. And we're going. All of a sudden, the truck gets loud. Our exhaust falls off. Right. So we're going to get pulled over. So we pull over. We get, exhaust patch kits, the fiberglass kits you can wrap around and we jerry-rigged this exhaust back
It was
on.
the whole rear exhaust had fallen off from the motor exhaust. So right at the Y pipe from the motor, this fell off. The bolts broke in half. They put it back, and they put this big bandage-looking thing.
Fiberglass. We rigged it so
It
it would
was
be
wrapped
quiet.
around. Oh my God! It looked like a beehive on the exhaust.
But it worked. But now, mind you, we are in the Rocky Mountains. I have 800 gallons of water behind me, 19 huge fish that are all 30 inches and above.
Oh my
We're
goodness!
going, and you're going down these Rocky Mountains, and you start out, this water's pushing you. So you're going downhill. You're doing 120 miles an hour. This box truck maxes out at 120, but that speedometer is up on 120. I'm slamming on the brakes, and I'm like, holy crap, we're going to die.
On, off,
Right.
on, off.
So these brakes are getting hot, so on, off, and we're going downhill. But then we get to the bottom, I'm like, holy crap, we got to make it back up. So I start flooring this thing. You're doing 120 at the bottom of the hill. You're coming up. And you're going, this box truck is screaming for dear life. And I'm sitting there, I'm flooring it, it's going, bam, going up this hill. And by the time we reach the top, it's going, 20 miles an hour. And I'm like, come on, baby. And it's going, I think I can. We make it over the top of this hill, and we're like, phew, we're done. Holy crap, there's another one. Start going back downhill. The water's pushing you, going back uphill, and it's screaming for dear life. Finally, we make it out of the Rocky Mountains. Let me mind you, going through Washington State, it's one of the most beautiful states you can possibly go through. You're coming up, going through these mountaintop oases, and there's, just a big oasis on the top of a mountain. There's just a big lake, and you're like, this is awesome.
Right.
So
you don't see this anywhere.
Right. So we come out of the Rocky Mountains. We finally get on flat land. But now, mind you, in the Rocky Mountains, when you're coming downhill and there's a turn, you're going left, there's a runoff. So if semis lose control, you can go up this on-ramp and stop your semi or whatever. There's been a few times where I'm going down this thing and I'm like, I cannot make that turn. You're coming downhill, slamming on the brakes, 80 miles an hour. I'm not going to make this turn at 80 miles an hour. I had to use these truck ramp runoffs, and you're going up, and I'm slamming on the brakes, and we get up to the top of them, and all of a sudden, you're going up to the top.
Now you have to go backwards.
Then you start going backwards. Exactly. So we come down to the bottom. We stop, and I'm like, all right, we can go around this turn now. And we had to use that a couple of times, but that's why they have these,
But wait, after all that, there was that point where you passed out because of the prime.
No,
Tell them.
We're getting to that. So we're getting out throughout the Rocky Mountains, and we come out, and we're going through flat land. Now, I go ahead, and I'm like, you know what? Whatever. We have 800 gallons of water. I'm done driving, guys. There's 16 hours of drive time left. You guys can do it. I'm tired. I drove for more than half this trip.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You're good.
So we're on flat land. You guys don't have to worry about it no more.
You're good.
And now, mind you, there's 800 gallons of water behind us, and we put Prime in the water to correct for any ammonia buildup. We did have filters on it. We had, a garbage can filled with bio balls with a pump pumping up to it, filtering the water, and sponge filters down in it. So we thought it would be fine. We poured, Prime in the water, and as our air bubblers are bubbling up, now mind you, I go to sleep on top of this tub, and this Prime is just bubbling and bubbling, and the inside of this cab that's closed is smelling like sulfur. So, I go to sleep, I don't think nothing of it, but
now,
my
mind
brother's
you, the
driving.
top of the 800-gallon tub that I built for this trip, it has a liner in it, and then on, it was 4 foot by 4 foot inside dimensions. So it was like 5 foot something wide and 8 foot something long. It was 4 foot by 4 foot by 8 foot long inside dimensions. Now I put a piece of plywood over the top and put a double,
mattress.
A mattress on top, so that all three of the guys could take turns sleeping in the back. I never incorporated the thought that prime smells like sulfur and it's horrible.
So
let him tell you about this.
So my brother takes over driving because after that whole horrendous trip, on the way here, me and my brother made a pact. Ricky's not driving again.
Screw
he almost
Ricky.
killed us. So it was between me and my brother. I drove majority. I drove more than half the way. I said, Richie, it's your turn. I need to sleep. So you take over. He pulls over in the gas station. You know, he opens up the back. I wake up from a slumber sleep, and I start climbing out.
Richie went into the store
I'm getting there.
with Ricky.
So I climb out. My brother goes into the gas station to get, food, snacks, drinks, whatever you want. I'm sitting there pumping gas, and all of a sudden I get lightheaded and I pass out because all that prime in that cab.
Smell like sulfur.
You are lacking oxygen and all that sulfur smell. So I passed out as soon as I hit oxygen and I start getting blood to my brain. I pass out. Now my brother comes out of the gas station.
No, you don't understand.
You don't understand. I'm telling the story.
This kid's 15 years old at the time, and he passes out at the gas pump, falls to the ground. Okay. Now everybody comes running. Everybody around the gas pumps. Everybody around the whole set, and they come running, and they're like, "What is going on? Are you okay?" And Josh is like, "Huh? I mean, he's out of it. He passed out because of the sulfur smell of the prime. Now, next thing you know, poor Richie and Ricky was in the store, and they're buying chips and pop and Slim Jims, all this kind of snacks for the trip home. Josh is out there filling up the gas, and they're filling up on snacks. They come walking out, and here the cops had already showed up. So Ricky and Richie walk out, and all of a sudden they're like, "What the hell is going on here?" And the cops are like, "Excuse me," and they grab Richie and accuse him of giving Josh alcohol underage. And he's like, what? You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, they're accusing Ricky and Josh of getting this young underage person drunk because he's passed out on the floor behind the truck at the gas pump. This poor kid. So Richie's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I just went in to get some, snacks, blah, blah, blah."
I had to take a breathalyzer.
The cops made Josh wake up and take a breathalyzer and find out that he's not drunk and that Richie didn't get him drunk because he was overage and Josh was underage. And they let him go eventually. But it was the craziest, funniest story ever. My son is calling me. "I almost got arrested for getting your other son drunk, and I didn't get him drunk."
So we have 533 people on the stream tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you.
Oh yeah, thank you
I hope you
guys.
guys are having fun with story time.
Love you
tonight.
guys.
But to finish off this story, we came out of past South Dakota after this whole debacle here. We went back to Ohio.
No, that was fun.
We did not lose a single
We did
fish.
not lose one fish in
And
that
we
whole...
still have some of those fish today.
Yes, in
They're
our
still
possession.
living.
We gave a lot to public aquariums, but them 19 4-foot
Niger
fish that
cats.
we saved are still, some of them are still here and with us.
The Niger
And
cats
this
in the
man
58,000
went
gallon
on
pond.
a 72-hour
Yep.
road trip and saved these fish and brought them back home, and we have done nothing but take care of them and give them a better home than they had with some public aquariums.
So we got Rob's Ray TV, which is Rob's from the Aquarium Guys podcast, or should I say the Pod Guys Aquarium.
Stop it!
He said, "Miss you. See you guys next week." Yes, we did.
Love
miss
you, Robs.
Rob. Should have been here. It's been a great time. As you can see, we've been on for 2 hours, and we're still going. But let's get back to some fishy questions. We got AZ Fish Room chimed in with the $2 super chat. Said, "What's the worst rescue you guys ever did?" I must say, one that stuck with me the most today is actually a local rescue we did here. It was less than an hour away, but let me tell you, this fish was living in such bad conditions, and the conditions inside of this house was just nasty. Like, just the smell that came from this place.
Which rescue was this?
The Pacu, and we got the tank, and you probably don't remember it, but we got the tank from it, and we had this tank sitting outside for the longest time, and it still smelled, but we did our best to save the fish from it, and the fish is actually still living today, and he is actually living his home out in a public aquarium, and he's a great addition to Ohio Fish Rescue. It's what we do. I mean, we don't put people down for, hey, you guys, don't give this fish the proper care, so shame on you.
Oh, we never
try
shame anybody. If you call us to come pick up, I don't care what conditions the fish are in, you did the right thing. So we do not show up and shame you. We will show up, we will take the fish, we will take the tank, whatever, and then we will move on with our life, and we will not shame you at all, because ultimately you did the right thing and called us. Yep. And then we will find it a better home. If he can't live with us, we will find it a better home. Period. So please don't leave that in your mind. And we never say anybody's names. So if we have to come to you and you have a 3-foot red tail in a 55-gallon, that's horrid conditions, we will never shame you. We will take it and put it in better conditions, and that's that. I'm just saying.
So we got Adele Parkinson chimed in with a $3 super chat, and she said, "Pittsburgh!" And we got
Consume, guys.
Mysticsism chimed in with a $20 super chat, said, "Nothing special to say, just want to donate."
Aw, thank you.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
We got Wendy Kilgore chimed in with a $20 super chat, said, "You two are awesome. Some might say a dynamic duo."
Oh shit!
Watch your language.
Oh, I'm sorry. We are the Aquatic Avengers.
Alrighty. Blanky Blank chimed in with a $2 super chat, said, "Feeling good, Big Rich?" Question mark.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Hashtag Team Tracy.
See, when Tracy was here, she'd fill my cup with, what was it? What was it? The tea.
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea. She used to fill my cup with sweet tea. Josh fills it with vodka. I'm just saying.
Alrighty. So we got Dave Hudson chimed in with a $3 super chat, said, "Have you got/had any sturgeon at the rescue?" Yes.
No. Well, yeah, we did in the past.
We did have the one sturgeon that Rod sent us.
From predatory fins.
We always rehome them because we can't give them the optimal living conditions. But with the new backyard pond, it will be large enough that we can put, sterlet sturgeons out there. If we get a large species of sturgeon,
anything that gets above
they will go
3
to
foot,
an aquarium.
They can live in the pond in the backyard. Yes.
All right, so we got Mysticsism chimed in again with a $5 super chat and said, "And here's a bit extra to buy another round for Big Rich."
Love you.
AZ Fish Room chimed in with a $2 super chat, said, "So what was your favorite rescue?" Ooh, that's hard to say.
Ooh. My favorite rescue, and I want to, chime in on this. My favorite rescue was down south. It was these people, and you know, the people weren't good.
It wasn't Vince Wu?
You know what? I'm going to change my story. My favorite rescue was from Vincent Wu. He was such a good guy. And I had to drive to California. And it was a 72-hour drive, like 36 one way, 36 back. And I drove all the way there, and I saved all of his fish that he was getting ready to get out of the hobby.
Which he's back now.
He's back now, which I love. Vincent Wu should never have left the hobby. But anyways, we drove to California, 36-hour drive. I get there, and then we loaded up with fish from Vincent Wu, and we drive back. And then he tells me, after this huge, horrific drive, he's ready to give us the big fish that we wanted while we were there. And we're like, okay, we're on our way back. I drive back to California, and I positioned a 12-hour window to where I can get there, I can sleep for the night, and then wake up, be at his place at 7 in the morning. Well, our truck broke down, and it took 11 hours for this place to get the truck fixed, and then us back on the road. So by the time
540 people.
By the time I showed up in Los Angeles, California, it was 7 in the morning and time for him to load us up with fish. My problem was I've just driven 3 hours and stayed awake the whole time, and now you're sending me home. It's cool. Well, on the way home, we left the state of California, and it was like 80 degrees. We went to Arizona, and it was like 30 degrees. The problem was that the truck that we rented was an aluminum body, and the wind chill going past it made the aluminum floor so cold that every 2 or 3 stops we would pass, I had to stop and get a truck stop or McDonald's or a restaurant, somebody to give us warm water to do water changes. And it took me 92 hours to get home. I didn't lose no fish, but 92 hours on top of 36 hours, I was up for like 7 days straight. I was awake and driving. It was crazy. When I got home, I opened up the door and forgot that I had, what do you call them things? Inverters.
Extension cords.
Plugged into the battery of the truck, and then extension cords run around to the back of the truck and inside the truck. Thank you. And, I get out of my truck and I trip over these and I fall out of this F650, which was about 5 foot off the ground at your feet level when you're stepping on it. Now, I come down and I'm thinking on the way down, oh my God, I'm gonna put my arms out and I'm gonna hold myself up. When I hit the ground, this whole right arm just totally was useless, and I fell to my right side. It turns out Josh come running around the truck at 3 o'clock in the morning, pitch black as can be, and tries helping me up. I cannot move this arm, and I don't understand why. Turns out I had ripped every tendon off of this shoulder bone, and they had to do an extensive surgery and reattach 7 different tendons onto my shoulder. And then I had to start working out with, what do you call it? Therapy and all that. It was horrible. It's taken me 3 months and I'm still not back to where I was before, because I get to this one point. Ooh, you hear that crack? I get to this one point right here. Ow, 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 ow. And then I can get past it. I've never had that pain before. It's still there after a year of surgery, where he had to pull up the tendons that had retracted down into my arm. He pulled them up and sewed them on, and now I have full use of my arms again. But that one spot right there, that's where it hurts the most. we're still getting by. But we did save all the fish that day. That's what matters.
Alrighty, so we are coming up on, over 2 hours on
Is
the
it 2
stream.
hours?
Yeah, we've been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. We just got another
Wow.
super chat from AZ Fish Room for $2. Said, Rich, tell the other rescue story down south. Smelly.
What story was that?
Your other favorite rescue. You said you were down south and you were getting ready to tell the story about your favorite rescue.
Cam Kirshner.
Oh.
Oh, that was a bad story.
Go ahead and tell it.
Okay.
Yes.
This lady gets a hold of me and says she has the biggest pacu around. I accept the challenge, and I drive 5 hours to her house down in
West Virginia.
West Virginia. We get there, and it is, in fact, the biggest pacu I've ever seen. Not as big as Big Betty, but almost. She feeds this thing like spaghetti noodles every day. She feeds it leftover table scraps. This was the widest pacu I've ever seen.
She was fat.
Big Betty is a little bit longer, but Cam Kirshner's fish was a little bit fatter.
That was all that spaghetti.
You're right. So I pick her up and I bring her back to Ohio, and I was saving her there. And then we met somebody else that had a big pacu named Sheldon, and that was Rick Butler, and he's a very good guy. We had Rick Butler's fish here and Big Betty, but those two took off like this. They lit into each other and they stayed by each other, and they were like, oh my God. So Cam missed her fish so much, she said, if I can buy a fish tank, would you let me have my fish back? And I'm like, of course. It just deserves a bigger area. That's all. So
she was going to buy this, 9-foot tank for $9,000. It was 9 by 4 by, I think, 2 or 3. And I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and do some research. Let me see if I can find you a bigger tank. So we went on there and we found a 1,500 gallon.
Foot long.
It's 15 by 5 by 30 inches tall. And she was ecstatic. We found it for $8,000. But the person was actually less than an hour away from her. But this man drove down there, picked up the tank, delivered it to her house, set the tank up, and then next weekend, me and him drove back down there to set this tank up.
And stayed the weekend where this poor guy did all the plumbing, all the way under the tank, behind the tank, all this, the overflows, everything. He spent 24 hours awake and did all this plumbing for this girl.
Set the tank up to where 3 or 4 weeks later, we drove Bertha and Sheldon, which was her.
We gave
mate.
her both fish, Big Bertha and Big Sheldon, which were the two of the biggest pacu I've ever seen. And I talked to Rick Butler first and made sure that, do you want your fish to go with her? Because this fish is like hanging with, I showed him pictures, how they hang together, and they were like side by side at all times,
So we drove back down there, delivered these fish, and they wanted color in their tank. So we brought a bunch of goldfish that were, 12 to 14 inches long. And we brought these fish down with the 2 pacu. But now, mind you, this is West Virginia in the heart of the summer. So the tank did get hot. And the fish do stress when they are moved.
Right.
So we went ahead, brought them down there. Things were all fine. We had a little hiccup with the transport. Once they reached the tank, we were okay. And when fish move, they get stressed. So
We
ended up
didn't lose
getting
any
sick.
fish at all.
But the fish ended up getting sick. And Cam ended up blaming us for it. And we said, you know what? This is a simple fix. Let's go ahead and medicate it. it'll be eradicated within a week or two. This is a common thing. We deal with it all the time. And I'm not going to bash this person, but they kind of went on a little bit of the deep end.
A tangent.
They came after us. But this was one of our favorite rescues because we love the story, we love the fish, we love the happy ending. But, sometimes in the end, people, get the wrong impression and, things don't always work out the way they should be. But,
We did bring down both fish. They are still living with Cam in her 1,500-gallon tank, and they are loving life, and everything has worked out to be great. And it's a good win-win-win-win situation.
So we got K-Stu chimed in with a $5 super chat, said, "Incredible story, I'm speechless." Well,
We've got more.
Yes, we have tons of stories. We always strive for, greatness. We try and do the best that we possibly can.
Because if
in
you're
these
not
times.
being the best person you can be, what's worth living? I mean, seriously, you can be the worst person you can be and be lazy, play video games, and screw everybody else, or you can be the best person, the best version of you that you can be, and then, you know what? No one can put you down. You at least tried hard to get ahead and be a good person. And then they can't say nothing about you. I believe in that.
So we got Sverton K chimed in with the $5 super chat, said, "My West African lung, Mr. Lung Lung, says he likes your channel. Keep up the good work." Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I think with that being said, we've been on here for 2.5 hours. I think that is time that we can go ahead and say good night for the night to our followers. You guys have been great. We've had story
You guys
time.
are awesome.
And, we might do it again next week, so who knows? But you guys are going to want to chime in every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, to catch me and this big galoot right here on a live. Yep. So I just wanted to thank you guys for
Thank
such
you
a
so
great
much.
live stream.
Seriously.
And
this was a great live stream. We had a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
And as always,
Stay fishy, my friends.